just say our main problem ourselves that has happened. Last week we had so many people and so many kids from around the world join the call. We couldn't come to the call ourselves, and the speaker couldn't come to the call. So what we did is we actually this time we gave the link to very few people to make sure you can come, and we are doing live streaming to YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah, but after this, we learn from you. We'll do better with live streaming and do this better. So, so bear with us. We are kind of trying to cope with the growth we have. So this time we go to the other side. We limited people can be here, but they are hearing you on the live stream side. So that's good. So let me give you a little bit background. Kids are going to start to join right now. They are right now in their Scrum sessions of their startups. In the 15 minutes before this talk, so they just gradually, they're just joining right now. And what you are going to talk to is you are going to talk to the kids in the Innovation Hub. There are right now 17 startups there, and the kids are K-12. They're co-founders of the companies of their own, and they work, many of them now in the second year through their journey. And what they did is till end of the summer, they built solutions for Elon Musk Carbon Removal X Prize, which is for college students, but they build their solutions. And they presented their solutions. Stanford now, the Stanford Center for Sustainable Development and Global Competitiveness is actually doing the judging on their solution. So they're going to announce it by December 12th. Now what they're doing is they are focusing on marketing. So they want to have a highest amount of reach, because when they have more number of the team members in their startup, they have all incomes in Polycoin, which is a learning currency. The more they come, their company's revenue goes up. They have quarterly revenue and annual revenue for their startups, all those. So they are looking for ways to do marketing, better. And they are very international. Their marketing approaches get used from one country to other countries, from one language to other languages. So today they're going to pitch to you about their company. And the whole point is every time they pitch and talk about their marketing strategy, it's good to have a QA with them at the end of each of the pitches. And then at the end would be good if you share your thoughts, and then we'll have some overall QA. Does that make sense?
Sounds great.
Very good. But let's start. How about you give a little bit background of yourself before we start to the kids? That would be great. Thank you.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Mana Aynechi, and I'm a product manager at Facebook. I work on the Facebook Live product currently. And before working on Facebook Live, I worked on partner content monetization. So this is when partners put content on Facebook. How do we help them make money and monetize? And before that, I was outside of Facebook. I had held a role at a small startup called Plumsy, where we worked on an interactive video experience, arguably a little bit earlier in our time than we were ready for this. And I grew up in Orange County, went to school in undergrad and business school at UCLA, and moved to San Francisco after business school, and have been here since. Excited to be here and to meet you all and hear about all the ideas.
Fantastic. I have heard that UCLA is the best school in the world. I don't know why I hear that, but they say that very often. That's fantastic. Great. Thank you. So let's start. Stephanie, can you please let us know who is the first startup going forward?
First, we have Samurai Velocity.
Yeah, I'll just share my screen. Hi everyone, I'm Jagan. I'm a 7th grade student from India, and I'm sure you have thought of this question, that climate change is impossible to solve. Well, luckily, we have a magical plant in your backyard that can solve this huge problem. Before I tell you about that magical plant, let me tell you about our team. Our team's name is Samurai Velocity, And we have team members from India, Kenya, New Zealand, Nigeria, and Rwanda. And we focus on saving humanity while conserving nature, just like real samurais. And we also focus on solving sustainable development goals. You can know more about our team on our website, which is tinyurl.com/samuraivelocity. Now, let me tell you about that magical plant. It is bamboo. Yes, bamboo. But why bamboo? Bamboo has 3 characteristics which make it really a magical plant. Those 3 are fast, cheap, and adaptable. It grows extremely fast, the fastest growing plant in the world. And its seeds are just 20 cents. They are extremely cheap. And it adapts to all kinds of climate and can even withstand drought. Now, let me tell you what are we going to use this bamboo for. Before that, let me tell you about the most pressing problem right now. That is the main source of CO2, which is carbon emissions from fossil fuels. You can see the spike in carbon emissions just because of fossil fuels. And to solve that, our solution is to convert coal power plants, the main source of carbon dioxide, to bamboo biomass plants. And let me show you our simulation and animation, which we made in PolyUp that explains the idea. So this is the animation of a bamboo biomass plant. So this area you see here is the coal yard. It was previously the place where coal is stored, but now we have repurposed it as a bamboo plantation area. So near the coal power plant, the coal storage area, the drone plants bamboo and waters it, and it's harvested using a tractor. Then the bamboo is sent inside this facility to convert it into electricity. And since coal is just compressed biomass, normal biomass like bamboo should also work. But there's a catch. Half of this bamboo is going to be used for electricity generation. But actually, when you burn this bamboo for electricity, CO2 is produced. So the CO2 produced while producing electricity is again absorbed by bamboo, which means it has a carbon neutral impact. But half of this bamboo plantation is going to be used for other purposes, such as furniture, limestone, and even to replace plastic. Now here, in that other half of the bamboo plantation, the bamboo absorbs the CO2 and it locks it in the bamboo stems. Then it is sent to other companies to use it for other stuff like limestone, furniture, and as I told you before, even replace plastic. Now let me show you a simulation that we made that finds some very useful information about this project. So you can see here, this is a 4,000 megawatt power plant, a coal power plant, which was converted into a bamboo biomass plant. It has 250 acres of coal storage, which we use as bamboo plantation. Now these 3 are important. It produced 9.4 million tons, which is nearly 1 trillion kilograms of CO2 in 1 year. And if you look at the cost details, it costed $133,000 to convert, but we managed to get a profit of $622, nearly 5 times the amount, meaning it is also profitable. The way we calculated the CO2 is using a formula to calculate it, which is done in PolyUp using this set of math instructions. And now let me come to the next part of our idea, the business model. So it works in 4 phases. First, we prepare, then we transition, then we sequester, that is sell the bamboo to other company. Then this profit earned from converting, from selling the bamboo to other companies is used to convert a new coal power plant, which ends in a positive feedback loop. And while you produce electricity by burning bamboo, some other gases like carbon monoxide are produced, which we will sequester using some plants like bamboo palm. If now I'm going to tell you 4 reasons which makes this a win-win situation for people to transition. Usually people are reluctant to transition, but we have this win-win situation that can that is extremely helpful. First of all, it's of course good for the planet. The second reason is there's a global coal crisis and coal shortage, so they have to change anyway. And more importantly, it's absolutely free, and the owners get a share of the profits as well. If you might be thinking that if it has so many advantages, why has this not been done before? This has not been done before because bamboo is less efficient than coal while producing electricity. And we decided to repurpose a device in the coal power plant called the coal pulverizer, which pulverizes it into fine dust. So we are going to pulverize the bamboo into fine dust, making it as efficient as a fluid. And if we do that, it is actually just as efficient as coal. Now we have finalized the idea and we are on our marketing phase. So our marketing strategy is in the form of a 30-second inspirational video. That is in the form of a story. And our plan is that we first show this video to everyone, and which helps them, which makes them believe that anyone can change the world, and they join PolyUp. By joining PolyUp, our company earns more polycoins, and also they help make our solution better. And using the polycoins we earned, those polycoins will soon be converted into real money, which we plan to turn our ideas into a reality. So now let me show you that video. Can you hear the sound?
No, we
Not
don't
the
hear
sound.
the sound. Just talk over
Okay.
it, Jogan.
1 second, I'll just 1 second. Can you?
Yes. Yes,
Oh,
we hear it now.
okay, I'll just play it for a beginning. Coal plants are killing our planet. We need your help to join our global team and help us convert them to bamboo biomass plants. Will we have a story to tell, or will the skeletons tell our story? As you saw that video, this animation made it PolyUp. It features a set of action and a sense of inspiration and love for protecting nature. We also have a future plan to live stream such videos and help and talk to new people around the world, so that we can inspire them to join our team. I hope you like our solution, and thanks for listening.
Great, thank you, Jogan. Mana, please go ahead.
Wow, what a great pitch. You are an incredible presenter. I love the passion and the energy in your pitch. That was amazing and very clearly articulated overall. So well done on putting together the materials. Before we get too deep into the business model, tell me how you thought of this idea.
Yeah, so actually my parents, we recently bought a bamboo plant. So I I just remember that bamboo was the fastest growing plant. So if it's fast, then it should clean CO2 even faster, right? So I just searched it up on Google, just did some bit of research, and then I got to know that it's actually a really effective CO2 absorber. Then I told this to my team, and then they gave me some ideas, and then we started collaborating it, and finally we shaped it into this idea.
That's amazing. So it sounds like the pulverizer is pretty critical in your solution and realizing about this opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that. And is it a commodity? Can other people also make it? And is it something that your team is uniquely making?
So actually all coal power plants have a coal pulverizer. That's because the coal, when it arrives in big chunks. And then those can't fit into the boiler. So they just pulverize it into dust. However, when we do it for bamboo, it makes them into fine dust, like sawdust. That makes it as efficient as a fluid. So what we are doing is we are just repurposing item which is actually extremely costly. This is actually a reason why it hasn't been done before. It's costly, so while setting up a new power plant, people might think, yeah, it's not useless. But now we already have it in the coal power plant, so we decided to repurpose it, and then it becomes better.
Got it. And is your plan to own all of the parts of the supply chain? So will you plant the bamboo and then also put it in your factory and then sell the solution? Or are you specializing in one part of it?
So the harvesting and then harvesting of bamboo, we will be doing it, and then we will be giving to other companies. That is, yeah. So actually, yeah, I guess the entire supply chain we are using it, but we will give it to other companies and maybe other bamboo sellers to promote the product.
Great. And tell me lastly about your customer. So who are you selling to?
Yeah, so we are going to be selling it to companies that own coal power plant and maybe even the government. So that's the main targeted customer that we are focusing it. And so the goal is that one day this video which we make will soon reach, when people share this video with more and more people, one day it might reach the hands of the government or some kind of coal power plant owner, and then they might reach out to us, and we could get this idea turned into a reality.
Got it. So it sounds like you're applying an organic viral marketing strategy with you're hoping that it's going to become viral and your video will really be seen around the world, right?
Yeah, so actually even PolyUp is sending an email. So PolyUp got the email addresses of more than 1 million students. So they will be sending an email to this. So maybe after seeing, they might think, hey, this is a good video, we could share it to other people. That's most likely what's going to happen. Or even, yeah, if it gets shared, then it will soon start spreading, and one day it might get viral.
You might want to include a message in it that incentivizes people to share your video. For example, you could say, if you share this video, something will happen. If you share this video, maybe we'll plant a bamboo for you, or whatever you are willing to commit to, or just so that people get excited about the idea of sharing this out to their friends and family and network.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Maybe I could discuss it with my team, and we could work on that as well. Thank you very much for the idea.
Of course. What do you think will be your biggest challenges? Biggest challenges.
I'm not sure if there are three biggest challenges, but one challenge is first, of course, like finding the relation. So we need to find a company who provides us the drones and then the harvester, and also some companies who use that bamboo for other products. So there might not be lot many companies out there. So that is a very important challenge. And then apart from that, there is one challenge that is a problem. So the bamboo is sequestering the CO2, but for that given space, it is the cheapest possible solution. It's like a bang for the buck. But if you look at for a higher price and in the same area, we could sequester more CO2 using something else like artificial trees. So but bamboo still remains like the cheapest solution, but not like the best possible solution. So do you like understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if I have the third reason, but
That's okay. It's
yeah, thank you very much for your ideas and advice.
Thank you for taking the time to pitch. That was amazing.
Thanks.
Fantastic, Jogan. That was fantastic. That's great, especially how you made it visual and you use math to get your message out, man. This is amazing. Fantastic.
I actually had a question. So based on the polycoids we earned from the referrals, could we use that as a way to give those polycoids to Facebook so that they could run ads for our solution? Would that be possible?
It's not an option today, but it's very creative. And while I can't commit anything on behalf of our company, there's always ways to look into things. So we can always investigate. I like the creativity.
Thanks.
Fantastic, man. That's very interesting. Okay, so Stephanie, who is next, please?
Next, we have the creative technology team.
I am Afag. I represent creative technology team today. Our team is one. Can you see screen?
Yes, we see.
Yes.
Okay. Creative technology team. Our team is one of the startups in PolyUp. We create different, interesting, creative, and useful machines. We are also working to make PolyUp better. To do this, we created the alphanumerical library that helps users write something on their machines. We have team members from US, Kenya, Azerbaijan, and Palestine. And I am also from Azerbaijan. Alphanumerical library. We created alphanumerical library. It helps users write something on their machines on PolyUp. These are some examples of alphanumeric library. Our idea. In order to increase the number of students joining PolyUp, we need to inform our classmates and friends about PolyUp, because some students don't know what they can do with PolyUp. Therefore, if we explain to children what a fun environment PolyUp is and how easy it is to learn math with it, they will join the innovation app. Social media strategy. We also need to spread a lot of information about PolyUp through social media to increase the number of students. Because if we consider that many people today use social media, I think this method will be effective. To do this, we need to create many new machines and games in PolyUp and play them, take their videos, and share them on social media. For example, after playing Poly arcade games, I shoot and share their videos on YouTube, and other children can use this for learning. Marketing video about Azerbaijan Fall Challenge. This video is in Azerbaijan, that's why I'll translate this for you. What is PolyUp? PolyUp is an online platform where you can improve your programming, critical thinking, math, design, etc. skills. You can also create 3D worlds with using your endless imagination. Just now, go to PolyUp.com and sign up and begin to solve machines and design new projects. If you will win, you will get different interesting gifts and you will represent our country in international platform. Thanks for listening. That's all.
Great. Thank you for that.
Thanks.
Tell me a little bit, same questions for you. Tell me about how you thought about this idea.
Alphanumeric library was my idea because I had created different machines on PolyUp, and then when I wanted to create some words, then I used some cube or different blocks, and I thought it will be very useful for users.
Great. So that's a good segue to my next question. Tell me about the problem that you're solving and who are you solving it for?
Today, people can use this alphabet library, and they can write what they want in their machines. And I saw these examples of on PolyUp because I can see different children's machines, and they use this very beautiful, and it looks really amazing.
Got it. And so your customer base are the students in PolyUp?
Yes.
Great. And tell me a little bit about your business model.
We have not a business model yet because we don't get anything from this library yet.
So Afaq, there is the issue is, Mana, that they actually have revenue from their libraries, but we are not showing it live yet. So it's the problem of us catching up with the kids. So Afaq, by December 12th, your startup is going to get the additional revenue of all those other startups and people that create their machines and purchase your libraries with their Polycoins. They're going to get added at once. We are behind. We should show it real time such that you can count your revenue. But I've seen a lot of kids are using your library. So it was an amazing idea. You solve it's very hard otherwise to write. They have to use different parts, put it together to make an A and make a B. You get tired and it's not nice. It doesn't look good. So it's amazing the impact you had. And can you explain what's the process that you made the library for Mana to understand also?
We create these letters and numbers on Blender application, and after we add some informations about them and we add them to PolyUp.
Very good. So they're using a 3D program to do that.
Yes.
That's amazing. How are you scaling the library? I imagine that's going to be important. Are people from the community helping, or is it just your team? Scaling as in how are you growing the library and the available content?
Yes, I understood. Just one person created this library because he could use this application, but idea was mine, and also we are working about marketing together.
Got it. I liked your social media strategy. It looks like you're doing a lot of how-to videos and small snippets for users to get to see visually how easy it is to work with PolyUp, and is that right?
Yes.
That's great.
I had a question for you. We think that if we use a live stream and we provide information about alphabet library, then the number of users of this library will increase. What do you think about it? Can you advise?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. So first, you want to really build your audience in whatever platform you're going to be live streaming from. Let's say if you're going to use Facebook Live or YouTube Live, it'll be important to make sure that you have established some user base so that the strategies that you're using right now to get out there, you want to make sure people are liking and following your page so that when you do go live, that you can reach them. One of the hardest things about a live video, while it's such a great format to show and be interactive even with the listeners and the viewers, it's reaching those people at that right time will be very critical for you. So you want to be able to market it ahead of time, let them know when you will be going live, so that they can expect to be able to find you. So that's one thing just generally about live that you want to keep in mind. But I think the format, it really lends itself well to what you're trying to achieve. Being able to, again, show everybody in real time. They can even ask you questions or in the chat. So it can be a very nice interactive way for you to engage your customer base.
Thanks for your advice.
Of course, this is great work.
So Mona, let me say something, because it may not be that obvious. These kids, over the past few months that they are, Innovation Hub, and they start to pitch, amazingly, they learn English. I mean, how hard is for her, from Azerbaijan to talk. And, earlier they were talking and it was very hard to answer questions. Afar, I'm extremely impressed. You're actually answering a live question and answer a question and answer them in English is mind-boggling how fast they're going forward. The first time, the first week, it was like about 4.5 months ago that we had one of these sessions. I remember there were some good questions coming in the chat, but they could not say it. Then later turned out that they're using Google Translate. So they find a way, one way or another, to do it. So we are very proud of you on what you're doing, okay? And what grade are you at, Afa?
Thanks a lot.
What grade are you at right now?
I am 9th grade.
9th grade in Azerbaijan. Fantastic.
That's amazing.
Great. Thank you.
Keep it up.
Stephanie, go ahead, please.
Next, we have the super capable team.
Hello, we are SCT, Super Capable Team, and our goal is to simulate humanity. Okay, so we have a team that is from multiple states in the US and Azerbaijan, and we have people ranging from 2nd to 9th grade. My name is Ava, I'm in 7th grade currently, and I'll be presenting today for SCT. So we currently have 2 products. Our first one is something
Ava,
that-
your streaming is off.
What's the screen sharing?
Yes. No, your camera is off. Are you
Oh,
on?
my camera. I'm pretty sure my camera is on.
Okay, so go
No,
ahead. Sorry.
it's on. We can.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't see it.
Is my camera? Is
Yeah,
my camera glitched?
It's on. Correct.
Oh, it's
right,
on.
right.
Okay. So currently we have 2 products. Our first product is a library, and in this library, basically, we have it's all about simulating humanity, which is our aforementioned main goal of this company. So what you can do with it is create characters like this that you can see on our screen, and you can actually bring them to life with math. And our second goal is, our second product is a workshop we're working on with both GSV and PolyUp to basically foster innovation and learning. So here's some pictures of what, some things we made with our character library, and there's some parts, library parts. And library parts, I'm not sure if this has been defined to anyone before, but they're basically just like, they're basically parts that you can use to create scenery, background, and you can even use them to create basically whatever you want, and then you can add things to them to make them actually bring them to life, make them move, and things like that. So I'm now going to show a few things that you can create with this library. And here's one of them. So you can create something like this, where you can play it, and then you can make a little dance like this. And there are many other things. For example, there's a second one right here I have. So this one over here is a stationary image of just a character pointing to a whiteboard. But you can also make, like, as we saw earlier, we can also make someone, for example, knocking on a door like that. And then another thing you can also do with this is maybe make someone walk on command. So here he doesn't walk until we press A, and then now we have a character walking. So this can be used for a variety of purposes, like anything you want to create, to simulate and put something human into your machine for both people who are already in PolyUp and people who just need a tool to create some animation. This is very useful. So like, for example, I believe Jogan actually used some of these library parts in his video, so you can like animate things and like create videos like that. And there's like many more uses for this thing. Okay. So back to the presentation. So we also make revenue off this. I'm pretty sure Amir said this earlier. So people have to buy these library parts using an inbuilt currency in PolyUp. It's called Polycoins. And this is just an example of what you would have to do to buy a library part. And this is how we make revenue off these library parts that we're creating. So now we're going to move on to the second thing I said earlier. That's about workshops, and it's called a boot camp that we are creating with both GSV and PolyUp. So here's the basic layout of what will be happening over like the next few years, and I'll show exactly where this boot camp is going to take place. So the boot camp I'm talking about right now will be taking place in the spring, and both GSV and PolyUp are working on this and sponsoring this, and we are also helping do this. So in this workshop, we're basically focusing mostly on innovation. Okay, so here are the topics we're going to be presenting in each of these boot camps, and we're going to bring speakers who specialize in these topics for every single one of the weeks that we're going to have this boot camp. And the first topic would be the magic of thinking big, and here's some correlation to what you could do with this in the Innovation Hub. So SDGs in the PolyUp Innovation Hub for the magic of thinking big. Or are the dogs eating the dog food, launching your minimal viable product, virtual prototyping and simulation, and skinning the cat, business models and growth, making a business model, people power, assembling a good global team, and showing the money, making Polycoins revenue, and then turning your silver tongue into gold, pitching your startup. And the last one over here will be incorporating all of these topics right here and pitching all of them together. Okay, so here's basically the elements of a strong pitch. So we have the big idea, a product market fit, a business model, revenue, and the team. And here's the current Innovation Hub structure that like we're doing right now. So first off, there's like these 5 elements that I showed earlier, and then everyone pitches these, and then there's a Q&A, and then like it just goes on and on like that. And then here's what we're going to be doing that's suggested for the GSV bootcamp structure that we've thought of. It's not finalized quite yet, but it's the suggested one that we think is best. So here for each week, we do that element only. So for example, this red, it's signifying the red big idea that we put earlier. And basically what happens is we only pitch the element of big ideas in their pitches. So they don't do all 5 elements, they only focus on this one element of their pitch. And then before any of the session, people can watch a video about how exactly to do this. There are going to be many more resources than just a video, but this is currently just a placeholder. So any resources like a video, some maybe even reading or something like that to explain exactly what we're going to be doing. Then an intro it's going to be by the host, not the speaker that I said would be joining to explain this, the host of the meeting, and they'll be recapping what was said in the video and just like quickly introducing what we're going to be doing this week. And then so basically it's like I said before, it's going to be that element, a Q&A after that, similar to what we're doing right now, where each speaker is giving like a feedback on everyone's pitches, and then there's going to be general Q&A at last. So, and we keep on doing this with every single element of pitching until the last week, which is going to be mainly just about pitching, in which we take all 5 of these things, put them together, and create one pitch. And I believe maybe much less people are going to be pitching this time because it'll be longer. So probably 4 people will be pitching instead of 8, as you can see here. So in that last week, that'll just be everything together. And the main reason that we're doing this, because there's 8 people here and not just like the other maybe 100, 200, even 1,000 people who are in the meeting. Well, basically what was going to happen is the Q&A will show feedback on exactly how to do and how to show this element of pitching or element of startups in general. and it'll make everyone in the meeting learn. And that's the main thing our goal for this meeting is. Okay, so now we'll move on to the business model. So as we said earlier, we can sell library parts for Polycoins. And the second part, so why we're doing this GSE bootcamp, not only is it to learn, but it's also to earn referral fees. So these referral fees we get from PolyUp for helping with these workshops and designing these workshops, these boot camps. And we not only earn these referral fees, but when PolyUp succeeds in this and more people come to PolyUp, we in return get more customers for our library parts. So it's a win-win situation for both of these. And that is pretty much it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Another great energetic pitch. I really liked your articulation, very clear and to the point. Question for you. So one thing that I was a little bit struggling, and I got it at the end, was the connection of the boot camp to the library parts. So I might suggest next time earlier in the pitch, tying that together. And now I understand that it's effectively fueling your, I'll call it your main business, which is like your library business. And you're basically creating a relationship between these two, and it's really helping fund each other. Is that right?
Yeah, so not only do we get referral fees from that, so we get like coins from that as well, but it also fuels our second product, our library, because more people come to PolyUp, we get more customers.
Got it. So the core value proposition is the library and the continuation of innovating and adding animations or any other simulations that are replicating like human behaviors. Is that right?
Yeah, so the main thing I'm pretty sure I said this in the presentation, but I might have not. But the main reason that this is so important is that you can simulate pretty much anything with just math. So like for example, I'd say Roblox. So Roblox actually gives you a feature where you can create a bunch of scenery and things like that. But to actually create a game or something like that, you would have to actually know some basic coding at the very least. But over here, all you need to know is math. And that's something everyone learns early on. So yeah, and it also helps you, not only does it help you learn, but you can also animate things very easily.
I love it. How big do you think is your addressable market?
Wait, can you repeat that? Sorry, you cut out for a second.
Sure. How big do you think is your addressable market?
For the library parts?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so there's two kind of like markets we can give this to. So first off is the smaller innovation hub, and pretty much everyone in this innovation hub we can give this product to. So we already have one basic base of customers and market we can give this to. And then outside of that is also just generally for anyone trying to make an animation. So here's one of the main reasons I brought Jogan's presentation in, because anyone who wants to create a presentation like that, anyone who wants to bring humanity into some presentation they want to create and animate that with the easiest way possible, this is a great way to do it, because you can, using PolyUp as a backbone, you can actually give these characters life very easily with just math. And that's the main reason it can be used pretty much anywhere, because it'll basically eliminate the need for knowledge of coding and things like that, which is something that is preventing many people from creating good animations.
Fantastic. And how do people discover your product in the library?
So we are actually advertising this in PolyUp, but like outside of PolyUp, I think we're going to be creating a 30-second video very similar to Jogan. We're going to be creating a 30-second video about it. It's not actually created yet, but we're going to be basically explaining a little bit about our library and mainly focusing on how you can bring characters and simulate humanity and bring them all to life with just math, which is our main advantage over any other animation or something like that software.
Got it. And my last question will be, how much does this cost you relative to what you're making? And how do you think about that?
Well, we don't actually, it doesn't cost us Polycoins. It's a little bit different. So it costs us time. So it doesn't cost us like money, it costs us time. So it's kind of hard to put a price on time. Time is very valuable. So if I had to say, I think we're getting, because it's like an asset that can be scaled, where like you can give it to, it's online. So unlike maybe, so if you had an actual product, for example, I have like, give me a second. So I have a pack of cards right here. So if you had a pack of cards, you can't scale it unless you have like something that, a factory that has a lot of these packs of cards being put out. But our library is like a long-term asset because you can just like give it to anyone you want. And what is it called? In exchange for polycoins, and it's kind of infinite. So this, when you create it, you can constantly just give out, you can use it infinitely from then. So it pays itself off. I'm not exactly sure exactly how much time is worth because it's like, it's kind of blurry, but what I'm saying is that it's a long-term asset, so it's worth it.
That's great. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the feedback.
Great, thanks a lot. So Stephanie, let's stop here. We can have other companies to pitch next time. I appreciate that. First, let's see if you have. Do you want to have some general comments, Mona? Go ahead, and then we do some few questions. I'm sorry, it's going to go a little bit after 10. Is that okay?
Yes, totally fine by me.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I mean, I'm just blown away by this. You know, Amir's told me about this concept and the pitches for several months now, and I never gotten to take part in it. I'm just so amazed and impressed by the ideas, by the articulation, the energy, the confidence in the pool. Is like, you guys rock. So that's just, my heart is full listening and watching you, and I'm so excited about the future CEOs that are all sitting here right now in front of us. So kudos to you all. Second, I think also maybe the hub is giving you coaching on how to create the pitches and the business cases. I thought they're very well structured. So here's a problem, here's a market opportunity. In some ways, just like Ava's GSV bootcamp, I thought it was very clear, and I like that. As a person who's not as close to what you guys are doing and living and breathing every day, I was able to quickly pick up what the idea was, what the problem that was being solved, and how you were thinking about either scaling it or marketing or selling it. So I thought those are all great. I'll open it up to questions. I know we don't have that much time, but those are my general feedback on the pitches. But I thought they were very crisp.
Fantastic. I appreciate that. That was very helpful. Thank you. So we have a couple of questions. Faris, go ahead, please, and introduce yourself. If you can turn on your camera, would be good also.
Hello, my name is Faris and I'm from Palestine. I have a question. How can I make a live stream interesting to all different kinds of people and age groups?
That's a great question. Something I ask our team every day. So one of the cool things about a live stream is that it's interactive, that you can ask questions, the audience can, engage, write questions and chat. So you want to make it more participatory and interactive, and not just, you're doing something and people are just watching you. So you want to bring the audience into the story with you. So you might ask them questions, you might ask them, what should I do? Help them make you decisions about the live stream and how to keep it entertaining and engaging throughout the live stream. So those are some simple ideas on how to do it. And then again, you really want to just make sure that your audience is also aware when you're going to go live, because if they miss you, then that's also a bummer. And so that's always a little bit challenging about when you go live.
Thank you so much.
Faris, what grade are you at?
6.
Great, fantastic.
Great
Thank
question.
you. Okay, let's go next to Afaq. Afaq, please go ahead.
I have a question. We know that you are very busy, but can you be an advisor for the Innovation Hub? Your opinions and advice are very important for us.
Well, thank you. You're so kind, first of all, for saying that. It's been an honor to be here. I am involved with PolyUp. I am one of the investors in the company. So I'll talk with Amir to see how I can help more. And I would love to be of help to you guys. This is fantastic. Thank you for the suggestion.
Thanks a lot.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Great. Thank you. So I think we are already over time and we had the questions. Mana, this was amazing, and I think there is one other person that sent me direct message. She's coming back. Let me allow her to go. Noella, do you want to go ahead, please? You got disconnected, I think.
Okay, so my question
Can you
is,
share your video also, please? Awesome.
can you hear me?
Yes, Noella, go ahead, please. And
So my
introduce
question,
yourself first.
okay, so my name is Noel. I'm in the Samurai Velocity team. And my question is, will the country the live streamer, for example, in affect how many people see the live stream? Because as you may know, like in YouTube or in Netflix, some movies or series are not available based on the country a person is in. And I think that the country the person in is important when the person is live streaming, because the person is live streaming to show the world what they want the world to hear. Although the environment of the person who is live streaming might not allow everyone in the world to see the video. Even if it is being advertised, many people judge, and people from different countries based on which continent they live in. I've seen like this case a lot of times in the news, like for example, the raid which Trump caused. Remember when a news reporter was saying that these things should only happen in second world countries. So would there be a case of injustice based on where someone comes from?
Wow, that's a good question. So it's a complicated question. I think the answer is no, to be totally frank. And I want to make sure I understood the question. So the first part of the question seemed to be about if you're live streaming, is it available globally or not? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So that really depends on the platform that you are leveraging to do the live stream. For example, on Facebook, if you're live streaming, it is available globally, unless a particular country has chosen not to allow Facebook to operate in that company or similar matter. But in terms of whether the live stream is available globally or not, that's always the case. And if you are following a page or you're a follower of that person that's going live or the company, you should be able to see the live stream no matter where you are in the world.
I was asking this because, for example, like on TikTok, if like I know that should be a huge advertising platform because of how popular it's grown through the year since COVID came. I think that's when the popularity like elevated the most. So you're most likely to see videos from your country based on where you live in if you use it. So, for example, if a company decides to use it as an advertising platform, the video or, for example, the clip they post will only be seen by the people in the region. It's very rare to see a video from, let's say, a region that's miles away from you because of the, I think, algorithm, is it?
Yes.
So
it's an interesting problem that you're experiencing, and almost a need that you have, that you want to be getting content from the rest of the world, and you don't want to be just limited to content around your locale. You're right, this is a limitation of the ranking algorithms that all these companies use. They're doing their best to find most relevant content to you. That could be by topic, that could be by language, that could be by location. But to your point, we're all global citizens today in this day and age. And so we might have an interest to see content. So these platforms need to think about how to help you discover content outside of your immediate area. It's a great observation. Very astute.
And also, the second part of my question was, it was kind of about like prejudice, like how people might be judged because of the color or either the place they come from. As you may know, there's this thinking that many news reporters have, and I've seen it before, some people do too, that, for example, remember the raid that happened in the raid that Trump caused before the election of Biden. One of the news reporters said that these things should only be happening in second-hand countries. And that's one thing that really upsetted me, the second-hand countries thing. Because people think, because let's say that maybe I'm not trying to focus on this, but let's say I'm in Africa, yeah. Many people would call that a second-hand country because it's not as developed and there's not many people there. But I think that's a very like narrow mind thinking, because every country has an opportunity to grow. So my main point here is, will people be judged based on the country they come from? Because in some cases, like let's say I'm presenting idea, a proposal, and some people might be, she comes from a second-hand country, what makes you think that she can do this? Or what makes you think this idea is hers? Or in a case where you could take into consideration racism, they'd be like, why would a Black woman be able to do this? And why can't we pick this person? We're more familiar with them. They're white. They can help us with this and that. And as you know, in the world, when you're presenting an idea that you want many people to consider, because you're talking about the world here, people live in the world and every individual has like a right to their opinion and their say. So we're talking about a world with racism, with prejudice, with feminism, with also gender inequality and all these things. So what would your advice be to like us innovation hubs, like to change this and to try and fight against it? Because in the future, when we're presenting our idea, of course, not many people, not maybe our parents will be there when we're standing in front of the people. Our parents will probably be watching us behind the screen. So what would your advice be to like us young people?
You almost don't need any advice because you're incredibly intelligent and thoughtful. The fact that you are already thinking and battling with these really hard questions in the world, I think, is a testament to your strengths and what you'll actually be able to accomplish with respect to these issues. Honestly, looking at this screen, hearing all the pitches, how global the teams are, this is how we'll change these trends and the small-minded thinking that's happening in the world. I think you bringing these tough questions up, I love that. Keep doing that. That would be one thing that I would highly recommend. You're not afraid. You're crossing boundaries. We're working together globally. You know, guys, girls, across countries, religions, everything. This is the only way to do it, to show people that they're wrong in the way that they think.
Thank you.
So Noella, what grade are you at and what country from?
I was born in Kenya, but I transferred here to Rwanda. I'm in grade 7 and I'm 12 years old, turning 13 next year.
Fantastic. So Mona, I want to say that kids in Rwanda have done amazing solution for sustainable development goals. And they have presented, it was just mind-boggling what they have done. And Noella, I want to say that the solution that they did was much more interesting and amazing than all those that they consider themselves first world countries. We had solutions from US and we had solutions from Rwanda, and it was amazing what a curious mind and tenacity combined with skills can solve problems, and they're not afraid of joining hands and make it happen.
Absolutely, it's amazing.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm really sorry that we took more than 15 minutes more than you bargained for. So,
it was a pleasure.
Yeah, this was amazing. Thank you. So I think this is great. The conversation are going on the chat with each other.
That's great.
I'll tell you that when you go off, you're going to have more conversation about what you said behind your back. No worries.
No worries.
Okay. Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
It was really a pleasure to be
Thank
here.
you.
You guys are amazing. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so everybody, that was amazing session. It was so good because you all participated. The type of questions you asked and door you opened, this is really, really great. You guys opened the possibility with Facebook to think about and look into how to trade your Polycoin for getting means to advertise your amazing solutions to the other kids around the world. We definitely are going to follow up on that. That would be the start of a huge journey of how to leverage the coins that you're making inside PolyUp to open the door for you to be able to multiply your impact outside. So that was fantastic. I think it's very important to realize that the impact you have and the resources you bring to yourself and the whole hub every time we come is both because of the pitches you do and because of questions you ask. So both of them are important. So I really appreciate and encourage you when the next week or the week after comes and some speaker comes, look at their background and be ready for asking amazing questions like what you asked right now, because each of these people that come, they have so much reach and so much resources, and this doesn't go gradually up. You can have multiplier effect for what you're doing, and you just showed one in action today. So a few announcements I have. Make sure we are on the same page. You have seen the text I sent about December 12, that we're going to have the results of many aspects of your effort over the past year. From one is the judging of the 4 submitted solution. Stanford has announced to us that they are having put a team together that is going to review those 4, and they're going to announce the results. And of course, the companies that make the best one, they're going to get some award additional Polycoins between December 12 and December 15. And now you see how valuable are those, because you can use those to market your ideas through channels like Facebook and others. We're going to bring, now that we saw what you did today with Facebook, the next one, we're going to try to bring other social media companies, the large ones, to have. There is one, I forgot the name of the company, just skip me right now, but the head in India has shown interest, and we may bring them in. So if we go through this path of transferring that great idea of transferring the Polycoins you make to something that you can trade for advertisement in those platforms, now you have a systematic way to bring your message out. And man, you bring your message out, the people come in, they use your library, they use your solution, you get referrals, you get more coins, you can spend more on bringing people in. So before you know it, you're going to have a global reach, which, what is it good for? It's good for to bring the people in to help with you to make your solutions to a reality. So it's just mind-boggling, the path you are in. So please think about this path that you just opened today, how to leverage this effort you're doing internally to translate to the mechanism to bring reach. So the company, which I forgot the name for a second, was Snapchat. So we're going to go after Snapchat and bring them in also. Many of you know Snapchat. We'll talk to the Facebook. Maybe we bring somebody from Instagram. So this nugget that you opened today, you can pass a train through. So be ready. Your presentations, your pitches are getting better. You see that they're commending you on having the right set of elements in your pitch. Now you're clearly saying your business model. And now today you discovered another element of the business model. You know, bring referral, bring libraries usage, bring more kids that learn, make more Polycoin, have a path to bring more people into the social media, and you just make this channel to increase. And as another one of you said, the amazing thing about these kind of platforms is you do this once, and it's not like a physical thing that you need to spend more on it. You get the multiplier effect of the internet, which is what's amazing and brings impact to grow like crazy. So you are at the cusp and at the tip of the iceberg for what impact you can have. Okay, so that's one. We are not going to have a meeting next week. We'll have a meeting the week after. And the last meeting of the year would be on December 12th. Then we'll be off till January. So there are a few more remaining this between now and December 12th. I think one more between, I think two more meeting at least, if I'm not mistaken, Zohra, between now and December 12th. So we're going to try to bring more people in this direction, the direction of the social media and how you can multiply your effect. We'll talk to Mana, see if you can bring somebody from Instagram. I think that would be amazing. If somebody from Instagram, so you got somebody from Facebook Live, the next one is bring somebody from Instagram and somebody from Snapchat. And you're talking about 3 most premier channels to the world. It's just unbelievable what you're doing. Okay, so if there's any questions, you can ask. If not, we'll switch to the gaming session.
I don't have a question related to this, but I just had like a crazy idea. So right now we have just 2 subjects in PolyUp, that is maths and computer science. What if we could add stuff like physics and chemistry now that we have the chemistry library, and show the importance of maths in those subjects?
Amazing idea. It definitely is good. There is a lot of need for that. There has been a lot of requests to bring physics and chemistry and economy and finance into this. Definitely is an area to work on. And there is a link which Stephanie, as I'm talking, if you can put the link up, I appreciate that. Actually, let me do it live here such that you see. So you know that Stanford, let me go here. Let me share my screen. You know that Stanford now is a direct partner for this. There is a Center for Sustainable Development and Global Competitiveness that they started this initiative called SDC, the SDGC Poly Challenges, and they are starting with 2 elements for the next year. So my suggestion is there is a link there. If you go there, it says submit your ideas for future SDGC Poly Challenge. There's a link here. If you click on it, the link says, tell who you are. This is from Stanford. You're filling a form for Stanford. Put your first name, last name. The organization name, just put your company name, correct? And say company this and that at PolyUp Innovation Hub. That's the best way to describe. And put your idea. And there is no limit how many ideas you can fill. You can fill as many as you want. So I want to ask all of you, put your ideas. What Stanford is going to do is going to review the ideas coming in and gradually add to the list. So one fantastic idea you gave is to build a set of machines to bring concepts of K-12 physics or chemistry. That can be one of the Poly Challenges targets. So that way, you make it part of that. And then as a result, when it gets to the end of next summer, those that make the best set of physics machine or chemistry machines, they're going to get additional awards.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do that.
Yeah, so please let me put this link right now here. Try to put as many as ideas you have. Don't be shy of, oh, I have to give only one idea. No, they say it explicitly. There's no limit on what ideas you want to get. Just go to that site, the page I sent. You go a little bit lower. There is a place that here, it says by clicking here, you can give this in the Stanford form. You can give your ideas. They are going to go through that. They go almost weekly through this, and then they choose the ones that they want to add to the list. So please put your ideas. Great point, Jagan. Anybody else has any questions or comments?
So in one correction, our last speaker session will be December 18 before we start the holiday.
Okay.
So we already have a speaker for December 18.
We have the December 18. Okay. So what are the dates we will have? December 12, definitely we have, which would be announcement of the results. And do we have how many more weeks before December 12?
So I think Saturday is December 11th, and then following one is December 18.
Okay. Do we have anything before December 11th? Are we going to have one session before?
Yes, on the 3rd, we are going to have hopefully another speaker.
Okay, so very good. So we have 3 more this year, which we are going to have this happening. And they are going to be, can you mention what's the potential for December 12th such that the kids know, Zora?
Potential as far as what I mean?
Who's the speaker?
We have not identified, but it's gonna be. We are hoping Amit joins, but it would be.
Okay.
But it would be on Monday, not on Saturday. So we are in negotiation with him.
Okay, very good. Okay, fantastic. We're going to start to have. We need to leverage these. Leverage this communication with these amazing people that come in, and we need to have follow-ups. So from this week, we're going to post some forms about interaction with some of these speakers. For example, there was one, Chris Schroeder asked all of us, please share with him why the global connection is important. We saw today was a more communication with this Noelle asked question and was very important. So we're going to put a form for you to fill, and we'll gather the best ones and put it in one, and we'll send it to that person that now become an advisor. They can leverage your answers to bring more resources, more opportunities to all the kids in the hub. So we need to have a flow for follow-up. The flow would be a form we'll share with you to give your feedback. Okay, I'll go out and I'll let the transition to the gaming session. I'm sorry about getting gaming session time.
Okay, so hi everyone, thanks for coming to the gaming session. So today we have a presenter. Her name is Zaifa, and Zaifa, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, you're here? Okay, in that case, just share your video, start sharing a machine you'd like to create and things like that. So I'm also gonna ask anyone who would want to give a suggestion for what type of machine they would like to have built today, put it in the chat, and we will go by those suggestions. If no one sends a suggestion though, I believe Zaifa already has an idea of what to do.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, let's just wait a couple, maybe a minute or two. Okay, so someone said a dinosaur. So a dinosaur might be a little bit difficult. Do you think you're okay with creating a dinosaur?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
Let's create something more simple.
Okay, so something a little bit more simple. Dragon suggested a Minecraft biome. Have you played Minecraft before?
Yes.
Do you know what Minecraft is? Okay, so you can create some Minecraft biome and just maybe use the training library or something like that. Maybe something like that. Just have fun with it and see what we can do. So yeah. And everyone can give suggestions in the chat if you guys have any suggestions for what to add onto the machine. But I guess the theme for today will be a Minecraft biome.
Can you see my screen? I didn't hurt you so much. Sorry.
We can see it. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm not sure so much what I do right now. So it would be nice if you help me a little bit. So let's kind of simulate Minecraft. Okay, let's choose this one. So I'm creating something like kind of Minecraft character, and let's use our character library. Add. Here. So okay. Okay, let's put some I'm not sure they're up to correct. So let me correct it. Yeah.
You can try to just create a basic style, maybe like if you've seen the basic character in Minecraft, it's like Steve. You can try that. And for like in the background scene, you could use like slabs and stairs to create texture. And like you can create the basic biome and things like that. You can even search up a reference photo if you like.
So I'm not sure how this look like.
And everyone on the call, don't be shy. Feel free to reach out. I know there's some that are still, learning and experimenting and trying to see what, how to do different things. But you can always suggest things. This is really meant for everyone to, talk, have fun, and collaborate together. So please speak up. This is just a meeting for all the kids to do gaming together. So have fun and share your suggestions.
Just, Zaifel, there's people sharing the suggestions in the chat, so every once in a while you should check the chat to see if there's any new suggestions, all right?
Maybe Ava, while she's on that screen, you can check the chat for her and let her know so she can doesn't have to do both at the same time.
Oh, sure, of course. So some suggestions
Awesome.
in the chat were that after you create the basic bio, maybe add on some creepers or axolotls. I doubt we'll have time for that, but if we do, that's some idea of how you could extend the bio and things like that.
So it doesn't look like kind of what you said.
I think you could make the mustache a bit smaller.
Yeah, that seems like a great idea.
And also,
mean
I
the
don't
body
think
or
Steve.
all of it?
I don't think Steve has a mustache, but I guess it looks cool.
So it has beard, so we don't have beard here. So that's why I
Okay.
put mustache.
Oh, okay.
So if you want, I can just sell it. No problem.
I think it's okay for now.
Okay.
To the person who said, would you like to change head color? It's, we actually have a limited amount of colors available to us in PolyUp currently, so I don't think that'll be possible. So to change head color, we are thinking of adding a new feature where you could add custom colors to PolyUp, but for now we won't be able to do a better color than this because there's no better color currently.
Yes, like I put yellow. I think it's the best look for human skin, kind of.
Also, I had
Or we
a
can make it
suggestion for
darker.
the like the character library. If the the head part, if by default it was a skin color, then I think it could solve the problem.
Yeah, we would definitely do that. The only problem is that we don't have that color yet, so we should probably do that soon. So we would do that soon, but we can't have one default set skin color because like we need many colors, many shades. So
Yeah.
we'll try to create. We actually have an original presentation. I believe we presented this very early on about a color picker, so we'll try to figure that out. So yeah.
Okay. Maybe you could have like two sets of this human parts. Like one could be a different skin color, other could be another one or something like that.
Sorry, could you repeat, please? I think we can use it like trousers. Oh. Okay, that looks so fun. Can someone help me with the slides? I have no idea what I'm doing.
All right, so Zarifa, just continue to do what you're doing. You're doing great. Just like add on a biome as well. So like add on some background, and that would be great. Honestly, it's going well. Also, what is it called? Steve is very basic, so you don't have to make it detailed.
I think you could make like the forest biome because there are many parts for that
Oh yeah.
specific biome.
Great job, Dragon. So maybe we can make a more realistic version of Minecraft. So that would be great. So all you would
Yeah,
have to do is go to like terrain. So maybe if you put like a new spin on Minecraft where it's more realistic, just go to the terrain library and boom, you have a bunch of trees. So the only thing you actually have to build is Steve, and then you can like create a terrain around it. Maybe make Steve look like he's wandering around, things like that.
Oh, okay.
I believe you have enough coins for the for the terrain library, even if you don't have it already. And I really recommend buying it because it's really good. It's a really good library, even if it wasn't.
I have 5. Yes, I have
Oh, you
5.
bought it. Oh, okay, good. So in that case, just access it.
Let me just put like
Okay.
this because looks. I think I should change this. So, Let me choose like this trees or pine trees. Is there any mountains or maybe rocks?
Hey, Jerry, see the when you said that Minecraft only has blocks and it's never curved, this is actually a realistic version of Minecraft. That's what we're trying to aim for here, to like have Minecraft but realistic, because it would be very difficult to get all the pixels together. So a different theme would be Minecraft but realistic, because it'll take way too long by the time. Yeah, okay.
am I to use the way you told me, or is there something wrong? Okay, do I need to put train here? Kind of here, maybe. Is there?
Yes, I'm here. What is it?
Do I need to put train, do you said? Or
What do you mean? Can you like repeat that a little bit louder? You're a bit quiet right now.
did you said to create train there?
Oh yeah. Create
Or
trees. Create trees. You can just make it use the terrain library ones. Make it maybe look like if you know what a spruce biome is, try that. Make some nice ground. Maybe even put a turtle chip on Steve so he's moving around the forest.
And maybe some animals.
yes. Okay, I'll put some. So let me buy it. Done.
Can someone help me with this? Every part is going like wrong. The wrong place. Please someone do it.
So can anyone on the call help Sarifa with this one?
To make like the moving animation, just animate all of the parts separately, like put the angles and all of that separately, and moving each of these parts, you just put one chip on each on the parent block. So do you understand what I say?
Sorry, what? I didn't first. Your voice is
Like
going
in
and coming again.
Yeah, so in the turtle chip, you have kept in each of the turtle chips, you have kept like move forward and turn right. You have kept something like that. So instead of that, if you just put it on the parent block, then it will move all the parts. The part that all of these are connected to the head. Does that make sense?
Like I didn't heard anything.
We have 2 minutes.
After
Just make some
it-
basic movement.
This is what happens.
Yeah, for this one, you don't have to place a turtle chip on all the blocks. In just the first block, if you place it, it'll move all of them.
Oh, so the reason is I think not all of them are connected.
Oh, okay. If like
So
all the
not
blocks, the
everything.
entire character is connected to one block, I think. So if you put a turtle chip on just that one block, then you don't have to keep all of them.
Let me try.
I think this will be enough. Like just try to run the machine and it should be working perfectly.
Oh, this network is not connected.
Okay, so I think we're running out of time. I believe it's 11 now. So we're a little bit going over time. So, Zaifa, I recommend you share this link in the chat so anyone who saw this machine can like advance on it later on if they would like to. And thank you everyone for coming to the gaming session. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.